Alright, welcome to part 2 of the video walkthrough for Revenge of the Sunfish. Last time, we went through what you could call the main path for the game. But overall, I think there are something like 50 or more playable screens in the game, and that covers maybe half of them. So there's more to explore, and so we'll be sort of plunging the depths a little bit here. So I'm going to just skip these parts. And okay, so from here you can just fall in this hole. And then after a little while, okay, that's pretty much all you can do. So you just press the Y key, and that takes you to basically the same place we would have ended up before. Now on this screen there's actually something you can do where you select one of these options and then you put your cursor up in this corner and just start spamming that. And then you pick up this little light blue thing and press the mouse button a bunch. Okay, so from here there's actually 3 distinct paths that we can take. I'll try doing the win condition, which is you take the mine detector and you happen to whoa. Alright, so there are mines there and you see what happens when you hit them. I'll have to remember what the right path is. See, no, that's too far to the south. And then you go. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if you go across, you'll die. There we go. So that's the only path I know of that'll take you to the proper ending here. So this, you're like a weird torso, and you want to jump to the next screen. This sort of goes on like this for a little bit. There we go. Shoot some sort of like acid thing. There we go. Whoop, I died. Probably want to hold this down more often than not. Dang it. Well, I think you've got like 4 lives or so. These things are a little unusual. I don't know what triggers them, but eventually they start moving. And then this thing, you just sort of get eaten. Then we're back at the time machine. So actually I'm going to hit F2 to get back to the beginning of the game, because we already went through the time machine route. And there's a couple other things that are in that beginning section that we're going to want to explore. So again, we'll just toggle that and then click the thing. And this time, let's do just the lose condition for this screen, which I think you get 5 chances. Boy, that guy's got a lot of blood in him. Okay, there we go. This is like a little shooty game. Some classic Space Invaders type situation there. Or Galaga. There we are. So you remember this screen, of course, is the flying screen. So I'll again hit F2 to restart. And, okay, so this will be the last time we hit up this segment. And get that. And this time if we go into this seashell, that's, okay. I thought there was more after that, but regardless of whether you win or lose, it just takes you back to this screen. So last time we won this screen, so if you lose twice, it'll take you to the next one, which is this little thing. And then you get eaten by that. Then you've got this little Indiana Jones type segment where you pick up diamonds. And for this, if you press down, you do a little slide. Like that. Whoops. Well, I didn't want to do that, but... Anyway, it's harder than it looks. And it takes you to the same sort of level. Whoops. Oh, okay. These don't take us to any new levels in any case, so it doesn't really matter. What's handy, though, is if you wanted to beat those levels, you can just... It takes you through a loop, so you can keep retrying. Whoops. But, in any case, I'm going to just lose this. And then I'm going to lose this. So this one doesn't really do anything except you go to the right and then that's the end. And that's back to the time machine. So last time we completed this level successfully, so this time we're going to lose it. And I think you have 3 lives. Here's just a simple platforming section. And then another one, if I can get past that. This is kind of a weird level because when you press the buttons, it just makes these things spin around, and sometimes they fall in the pit, and you can't really control it. So whether you win or lose is just sort of random. This one is a mouse-related game, and again is random. Regardless of whether you win or lose, or whatever you do, it takes you to a random screen in the game. So it's kind of unpredictable. After like a minute. Okay, so it's taken us to this segment. So what I'm gonna do is actually reset the game again. And, so we'll take this opportunity to take care of the last set of levels. I think, according to this map I drew up, it should be something that can be done. Just without having to do any further restarts. But, we'll see how it goes. So again, the zombie level, the flying level. I did notice that it's hard to sort of jump without getting hit sometimes, because when you stand still, you do this weird little jitter. And if you happen to jump at the top of the jitter, you'll hit the spikes. So it's kind of, hit or miss. I turned into a woman again. And this time, we want to lose. And takes us to this platforming screen again. And this time we want to deliberately lose. And then we have this extra screen that we didn't see before. Alright, so for this one, you'll remember that we want to choose the teddy bear, by which I mean the seal. And then here, we'll want to lose. And this screen, I don't know what you're supposed to do, but if you press the space bar, it makes everything sort of float around. And if you go off the screen, everything just goes crazy. So, okay, for this screen, you'll recall we jumped into the enemy the last time. And for the longest time, I wasn't sure how you're supposed to actually beat this, because if you shoot at the enemies, eventually they just sort of go like that, and nothing happens. And you can't actually shoot the topmost ones. So what you actually want to do is fall into this pit and die. It takes you to this little zone. And this is also pretty weird because you just like sort of teleport around, and every time you do, some of the butterflies turn colors. And after they all turn peach colored, that should trigger something. It's pretty weird. Okay, I guess they don't all have to turn peach colored, but there we go. Then we can just head back up here. For this one, you are killing children with a sword or shurikens. And some witches. Damn, it's brutal. These guys I don't think you can hit, so you just jump over them. There we go. Now for this one, you can go all over the screen. You're supposed to eat the food stuffs. So you can eat bread. Well, I didn't get that one right. You can eat an egg. You can eat a snail. You can eat a frog. But you can't eat whatever that is. You can eat the meat and I think the beans. If you eat something you're not supposed to, you'll throw up a bunch and then your meter goes down quite a bit. So I'm just gonna stick with the regular foods. Regular foods like frogs. And I think we're getting pretty close. So this actually is part of the main story thread. It's just not something that most people would get to, probably. But in any case, for this segment, you just press enter. And then you just move up and down, pretty much. You can actually lose this segment, it doesn't matter, but it's a pretty fun game of the mini games that are in this collection. Even though it looks like you're electrocuting fetuses. And they slowly get faster, and it's a nice sort of time pressure thing going on. And there is a little bit of wiggle room in that there are some obstacles that they'll be stopped by, like that. And I think that is pretty much all of them. Alright, so this segment had to shut down the security system. I think this screen actually, if you win, just takes you to the dirt eating screen, so I'm gonna want to actually lose here. It's brutal because you only get one life. And then for this, I think you want to go to the right. Yeah. And then for this, you can walk across this, but I recommend just dying. Because then you get to play as a cool little gecko thing. Although this segment is really brief. And then we get back to the dirt eating. So we fill up the meters again, and fill that all the way to the top. And again, it was fucking sweet. And then we just smash every key on the keyboard. And we've pleasured the keyboard once again. Alright. And then that thing again. We select the water. And then, this is mostly just a waiting game. That's kind of neat, though. But yeah, in terms of it being an actual game, there isn't really any goal. Just wiggling around, mostly. Now for this one, you can select yes, or you can choose the secret option, which is to hit this thing. Takes us to this little Pac-Man-like level. I think this one you pretty much have infinite lives, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Either that or when you lose it takes you to the same level. I can't remember offhand. This isn't really, well, no matter what you do, you're gonna die on this screen, so we might as well get on the rock. Oh. Oh no, I missed it. I did the wrong thing. So actually, shoot. I think I'll cut this video off for now, and then I'll hit up any remaining rooms that I may have missed, and then we'll finish it up next time. So until then.